unmute. Always helps if I unmute. Good morning to Unlock Your Mum Power. So great to be with you today. We are coming live from the UK through this glorious broadcasting network, New Thought Media Network. Today, do you believe? It's a question, the age-old question that we are going to dissect and delve into. Where is your believe to receive attitude? Coming back, go and grab a notebook. You will need one. Oh yeah, I had to play that intro. I'm so proud. I created that last week, and I was just kind of like in my creative zone there. And yes, this is Unlock Your Mama Power. I'm Laura Topper, and here really on New Thought Media Network every Tuesday and Friday at this time, which is 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time. It's 2:30 here in the afternoon in the UK. I'm really here to talk about, to inspire and to talk and to unravel these concepts, these spiritual principles, so that we can live more prosperous lives, more fulfilled lives, more meaningful lives, doing what we really love in our spirit-led business, whatever that is, and how we show up for ourselves, because that's really what matters here. How are you showing up for you? How am I showing up for me? Are we really using these practices? Or are we simply, listening to all videos and this amazing content that comes through on New Thought Media Network and just sidestepping it and saying, another day, I'll do it another day. Today is the day. Now is the time. There is only now. Because in this now, everything is available. And that means that in this now, we have this amazing opportunity to unearth those beliefs that are not supporting us anymore. And we know they're not supporting us because of the way our life is out picturing. Now, that doesn't mean we're judging this and judging that and saying this is right and that is wrong, and this is good and this is bad, and I don't like this and I don't like that. And yet, there will be things that we have agreed to in our soul that we know. And we there's that contract there, how we know we want to feel life and how we feel this experience, and we may not be aligned with that right now. Right now we may not be aligned with it. Right now you may be feeling that divine discontent, and that is good. I love divine discontent. I love it when anybody comes to me and says they're pissed off or they're peed off, or this isn't happening and this isn't the way it was meant to be, because that happens for me a lot. And this divine discontent is a kind of a gauge, if you like, or a marker where you can sit with it and question it. How often are you questioning what is going on? Be that divine question mark. Have you got your notebook? Have you got your pen? Because this is the place where you want to take some notes, where you want to just understand it and hear it in a different way, and then be able to question it in yourself. Because of course we're all on our own individual journey, if you like, or adventure. We're all here experiencing this life in the way that we do, and we all get to question it from the angle that we believe is the way that is going to help us and support us So let's do that. Maybe you were told off for questioning too much. I was, as a child, I was always told, stop it, just stop it, just stop it, stop questioning everything. It was the thing that got me through, though. It was like I needed to question it because none of it really made sense. And that wasn't because I was thick and stupid. Even if I was, it didn't matter. But the thing is, I saw it all very differently and I understood it differently. And it didn't make sense why certain things were happening. It's like I needed to question. Now we're grown up. We can question. There's no one telling us we can't question. So let's do this. Let's question this. Let's question this whole concept and idea of belief and what we're believing in. Whether we really are truly believing in that this for me undeniable principle and that knows itself as love, and that is through everything. That's you and me and all this experience at the same time in every moment. It's a starting place where we plant our seeds and we allow those seeds to sprout in the soil, and we allow them to pop as the flowers that we've chosen, whatever those flowers are. For some it's daisies, for some it's roses. For some it might be little weeds, but that's okay. The thing is, there is a time in between the planting of the seed and the flower popping up. And that in that time in between, we are challenged. We are being questioned. Do you believe? Do you believe in what you have seeded here as the idea for your life or for something that you'd like to experience, whatever that is? Do you believe that it's going to happen without you having to do anything other than follow this divine instruction that's going to come through you momentarily, every moment it's available? Do you believe that this is the way? There's no kind of manipulating and maneuvering and having to try and force things to happen and digging up the seeds to check that it is happening, even when you're in an experience in your life where it may feel really blooming uncomfortable. It may feel seemingly like there are challenges where it may feel that you can't see how this could ever change because it doesn't feel, that there is in the tunnel. And are you prepared to believe, to receive? This is a big question. I ask myself this question over and over and over because there are many times when I say, oh my gosh, this isn't shifting. This isn't changing. I want it to change now. Why isn't it changing now? If you're here and with me, welcome. Leave your comments. Your emoji, let me know you're here, your name, and we thought media work is a platform that I choose to show up because I love this platform and I love all that it brings to life globally through YouTube, through Facebook, and through its own website platform where all of these videos are kept. So you can tune in to these. You can like the YouTube page, which I'm going to show you is myself. The thing about why I show up here is because I really am living the experience of what I'm talking about here right now. I've either gone through it and now I'm going through it again from another level and a higher place, a higher positioning up on the spiral, or it's something new to me and I feel, wow, this is really important to share, to teach, because I'm empowering you to know that you are loved, you are safe. And I think this is the core of all of it. We don't believe because we don't trust. We don't trust that there could be this loving presence that is just our major cheerleader, that is cheerleading us on through our choices. The thing is, we choose choices. We have this amazing kind of, it's like walking into a sweetie shop. And that, for many, that is a difficult choice to even pin down what it is that we want for our lives. And then when we pin it down, it's like, well, why isn't this happening now? I want it now. And let's take prosperity, for example. It may be that you are, you're feeling that you in the abundance of life. And yet there may be things in life that you are extremely with, and you're sidewashing and ignoring. I'm going to give you an example because it took me a while to really zone in on this one. And still, prosperity is a part of my spiritual practice, money, finances, for my business, for how that shows up through my business. And it wasn't until a while ago when I realized that here I was, feeling that there was a lack in prosperity as the effect showing up as money, and feeling really scared about that, and feeling not good about that, feeling like, helpless. And then the other part of this was that I realized that I actually have so much prosperity. Time was like my prosperous gift, and it still is. And then I realized that in this time, I have this ability to restructure, re-question, re-establish my idea of what prosperity really means, and to do the work that I needed and still need to do on some level, because we always are being called to do it. There is no ending. So for anyone that tells you that they've done all their prosperity work, and it's all over and done with, and they're great, thank you very much, that is a lie. Because at whatever point we are in our prosperity, in the effect of prosperity of money in our lives, we're always seeking to fine tune that, to have a. It may be easy to bring money into experience, and yet that money may disappear really quickly, or be spent really quickly, or not have a value on it, and not be, have a good route to go to. So we're always given the opportunity to work on our prosperity consciousness. And so that's what I do. I make that a major part of my spiritual practice, along with other things, of course, because prosperity is health, it is wealth, it is friendships. Oh, I love my friendships. It is relationships with our loved ones, our families. It is our business, our work, our pleasure, our spirituality, our spiritual practice. And what I realize is time. Time is one of the most valuable things. And I have so much time to be able to do this. And through COVID, I've restructured my whole life and my whole business. So I'm not running around trying to get somewhere. I'm sitting still, sitting with it and doing it. So let me ask you this question right now. What is this prosperous aspect of your life that you might be ignoring right now and thinking that you're not prosperous, or that you don't believe that you have enough of? Something that you don't believe you have enough of, and yet there's something else that you have ample of, that is immense prosperity for you in your life right now. Take a note on what that thing is. And the believing to receiving is this part where, if that is showing up in such an abundant way in your life, why wouldn't the other show up in such an abundant way? In the mind of the divine, there's no distinction between one thing and another. So we then see ourselves as very prosperous people. And we then see ourselves in a new light. Yes, I'm so prosperous. I'm believing it. Because we have to have a sense of belief that we can ground into for ourselves. But there is this incredible presence and power that is wanting the best for you right now. And we have to look for evidence of that in our lives, of our lives, to have a belief and to have faith in that and the trust in that. So the thing is, when we hear of spiritual teachers saying, look for the good, this is why we're scanning our lives for the good, because that is the evidence, the seen evidence of all of the things that are going right in our lives. And if we make a long list of those things, the gratitude that we do daily, the spoken gratitude, the deep feeling of appreciation, this all brings us to the again, this kind of affirming that there is prosperity in our lives. There's so much prosperity in our lives. And if we feel that there isn't enough prosperity in a certain area, then yes, that's the area where we get to do the work. That's the area where we get to say, okay, I'm here. I came here, I landed on this planet, and I knew that I was going to be able to tune in to my weaknesses and to live a better experience. And so I'm saying yes to doing that work. And it's not easy. No. That's why we need these. So that we can make a commitment and ask the questions that we need to ask. So the question here is, what is that area that you feel there is lack and limitation in your life? Are you prepared to do the work? I'm nodding here for you. No, I'm nodding for me. Are you prepared to show up for yourself and do the work? And we each have that area, and for some it's health, for some it's relationships, for some it's wealth, for some it's not having clarity on what our purpose is or our calling is. For some it's money, and we each have it, and we each get to show up and to work through. Now, believing to receiving means grounding ourselves in this belief that we are here to unravel and to be that magnificent, greatest self to this life, so that we can show up and be that great expression and serve in the way that we choose to, however that is, and enjoy our lives. We've got to be prepared to believe that behind all of this, of what we're seeing around us in our lives right now, where you are right now, that back behind all of this, there is an invisible aspect that is the experience of life, that manifests itself and shows itself as a materialized form. And that with every word, every feeling, every intention, every single thought, the atmosphere that we're creating in all of that we are continually sewing in the next stitch for the picture, the tapestry that we're creating for what our life is showing up, how our life is showing up moment by moment. So we are being called to take responsibility, with the needle and the thread and the tapestry of how we are creating that beautiful picture for our lives. We're responsible for that. Last night on the Cosmic Prayer, I was with Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, and she said, every prayer, every word is a prayer, and every prayer is an agreement. Oh, that just we are making agreements, or we're agreeing to our own agreement in every moment. What are you agreeing to? Are you agreeing to seeing what is of you and around you and believing that this is it and that there is no way that this is going to change? Is this what you're agreeing to? Or are you agreeing to know that in every moment, that with the gift of listening to this divine answer that's continually coming through for your life, that you can change and transform the way that you're showing up, the way that you are setting intention, the way that you are coming forward with your attitude and your intention, and the way that you are perceiving what all of this is, because all this is just changeable. I posted a post today on Facebook of George Harrison, because I love George Harrison. I always have. He's been my most favourite Beatle ever since I discovered the Beatles. He was the one for me. And there's a video on Facebook on my page that I posted about him talking about this, and about how we all place too much expectation on the effect of our lives, and live in that fog of this, basically this kind of lie of what we've been told and what we've been programmed. And too few of us are prepared to believe that this is just the outpicture. And every moment we can change it. We can change it by believing there is another, and that other is consciousness, and it is energy, and it is this divine presence that is always coming through. Where are you placing your belief? Are you placing your belief in the effect or in the cause? We're here to show up in our businesses with our work, with our passion, with what it is that we love doing. And for us who are really deeply committed in our hearts to being of service, to helping and serving humanity, a massive change for our children. We know there's work to do, and we have to be prepared to not this outer be the bar for how we're going to live our lives. We have to be prepared to live from the other, which is this divine presence, which is always speaking through, telling you what steps to take in your business. How often do you sit down and do a question and answer and listen with the divine? And there's one question, that we can always be asking ourselves, is that what am I prepared to change right now? What am I prepared to begin right now? What am I prepared to let go of right now? These three questions, let's write them down here. What am I prepared to begin right now in that order? What am I prepared to let go of right now? What am I prepared to change, transform right now? We can ask these at the beginning of every day, because then we are in conversation with and in relationship with this knowing that knows beyond, it knows beyond everything. This knowing, which is the life force of everything, which is the divine. So we have to be prepared to listen to that, because our business is an entity in itself, and it has a voice and it wants to speak through. And if we take time every morning to ask ourselves these three questions, and then to do that for our lives, to actually go ahead and do it, then we're working in the flow. I'm not against ourselves. We're working with the divine. Go with the flow, and as Abraham says, going downstream rather than upstream. Is it upstream rather than downstream? I don't know, but it's basically going with the flow of what wants to be revealed, and what wants to come through next, rather than pushing against it. And I really am affirming now, and for me, affirmations are kind of really important. I'm affirming now that right now, that what what you're hearing, you can listen to again and you can put in place in your life. That you can take time, or you can make the time every single day to sit down and look at the areas of your life that you are really, really prosperous in. Are you prosperous in the way that you communicate? Are you a great communicator? Are you a great connector? Are you good at making bread or making food and you're very prosperous in the kitchen, in that way? Are you prosperous with the time that is here for you right now to be able to sit and do the work that is needed? Look at all these areas in your life where prosperity is showing up right now. And then look at that one area that is really like, oh my gosh, this is the place. This is where I know I have learning to do or growth to do. It's an opportunity for growth. And make a commitment to do that work. Make the commitment. We're being called to make a commitment for our own lives to do the work. If not now, when? If not now, when? We can't put this off any longer. We can't, especially as light workers, as visionaries, as edge mentors and guides. We're being called to show up as the fullest representation of who we are right now in that mama power. And that mama power is speaking through you and wants to be heard. So listen and ask those 3 questions, in a listening question and answer session with yourself and the divine. What am I prepared to begin right now? How can I let go? What is there that needs letting go right now? And what is it that I can transform right now? What changes can be made right now? These are the 3 points. Have you written them down? Great to be here with you, and you are on the Mama podcast, which is coming from Laura. You can see all of my website information. Have a think for it. What's in here, I think. No. laura.com. You can see my website. You can see the free masterclass that's coming up again on the 16th of September already, and they're amazing clarity and aha moments. If you would like to join the next one, if I have a banner for that, you can click on that. If you go here, I'm just writing it in now. On the 16th of September. And come join us. We're live on Zoom. We're not live, we're with each other on Zoom. In a Zoom room, and we're working through the last part, which is metaphysical marketing, which I love because we're really talking about how to embrace marketing from a metaphysical and spiritual perspective, where it feels good because it's you. It doesn't feel like you're forcing yourself into something or to being somebody that isn't quite how you would operate. So this is all about really understanding you, your personality, and how to work with source, to market yourself, your products, your services, and bringing into this life, because I know that you're here with magnificent things and bringing the greatness of you to so many people who are waiting. So it's time for us to do this work so that we kind of, wash away what isn't necessary anymore, those beliefs that aren't needed anymore, the thought processes and the patterns that we've had that have kept us stuck for so long, not needed anymore. It's time to show up in our brilliance, in that radiant light right now, so that we can be of the highest service possible to as many people possible, in a way where we are not exhausted, we are not tired, we're not giving of ourselves and exhausting ourselves in the process, we're doing it in a way where we are conserving our own light, our own magnificence, our own energy, so that we have this amazing radiance as we show up, and as we and to inspire so many, which I know you're doing. So if this is you, then welcome here. I'm coming to the end of the show. You can come back and watch it, because on a recording, we're on Facebook Live, We Thought Media Network, we're on YouTube. And love and light, you are peace, you are joy, and you are the love. And all you need to do is be more of it. Love and blessings.